How's it, guys and girls? Welcome back to ALLRIDE. We're back at the beautiful Constantia Uitsig bike park with the man himself, Chris Nixon, for round 3 of our Upper Game Skills series. Now you remember in part 1 and 2, we tackled the likes of bike balance and the basics of cornering. In part 3, today's episodes, we're tackling drop-offs. Now I'm no expert in the field, so we're going to hand over to the man himself, Chris Nixon, renowned locally and internationally for his riding. He owns the bike park, he has his own skills academy. Chris, take it away.
Not every trail has a drop-off in it, but it's an essential skill to have, especially if you're doing a stage race. You're going to need to know how to do a drop-off. And there's really 2 ways to do a drop-off. There's what I'll call the easier way for more beginners, and there's an advanced way. And sort of both of them, you're going to have to, the approach is going to be the same, and you also need to look at how you hold your body weight in your feet. So both ways are pretty much the same, and we're going to look at both of those today. Okay, so a lot of people actually approach a drop-off incorrectly. They do things what their brain tells them to do, and sometimes the incorrect way of doing things, particularly when you approach it, your brain says, oh, there's a problem, I want to get back. When I get back, it's a little bit too far back. And then as you go off the drop-off, it then pulls your whole body weight onto the handlebars. You end up having to hold your body weight up, which is not what we want to do. Okay, so the correct way to approach drop-off is to do the opposite of what your brain's telling you. You've actually got to bend your arms and bend your legs in an attack position before you go off the drop-off. So we've done the easy way now, and let's look at the more advanced way. With the advanced way, you've got to really think about where your takeoff point's going to be, where your front wheel is. You don't want to take off too late, because then the wheel's going to be dropping already. You've got to think about pushing off with your feet and your hands before your wheel gets to the edge of the drop-off. The other thing to remember is you can't just push quickly. You've got to be able to push and hold it for as long as possible. So the hold is while you're waiting for your back wheel to get where your front wheel was as you're taking off on the drop-off. And we can really show you how that gets done right now. With the advanced approach of doing a drop-off, there's a couple of things you just need to be a bit careful of. One of the big mistakes a guy can make is actually to push too much with the one leg. So when you're going off a drop-off, your cranks are level with the ground, but your back leg's a little bit more bent than your front leg. And as you push with your feet, a lot of people tend to push too much with their back leg, and it causes the bike to want to dip to the one side, and then we want to compensate, we turn our handlebars and our wheel lands sideways. So to avoid that happening, we actually need to practice in a parking like this first before we go and do a drop-off. You don't want to find you're 5 meters off the ground and your wheel lands sideways. It's not going to end well. So with an open parking lot like this, we can look at practicing the push-off, so we push evenly with both feet.
Well folks, that's a wrap on another skills episode here at the Constantia Uitsig bike park with Chris Nixon. As Chris alluded to earlier, it is a skill that is essential for you out on the trail, but perhaps one that you need to work up to, and it's all in the name of progression. So start on the flat ground, work in the parking lot, and then as you feel confidence building, move on to the trail and just progress as we go. Until next time, Chris, thanks again for hosting us here in the park. Absolutely invaluable insights. So yeah man, thanks for having us. To you viewers, keep it locked and loaded. ALLRIDE airing every week. New adventures, new fun, new skills. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Hey guys, it's Chris Nixon here. Tune in to ALLRIDE at 6:30 p.m. every Thursday to watch all the skills in action.